Good evening. Welcome to Soundtracks with Birdman. Tonight, Age Boomer and I are discussing the greatest Christmas film ever made, known as Die Hard, released in 1988, starring Bruce Willis and Alan Rickman. I see in the chat that someone doesn't think it's a Christmas film, but that's okay. I don't think Ellen Page is a boy. So,
ha
ha ha.
Elliot Page, Mr. Birdman.
Okay. Whatever.
Anyway,
whatever. Ball cap does not make you a man.
Anyway, so. What is it? Big Al has on here. Let me see. Description is claiming it's a Christmas classic. At fake advertising, laugh out loud. Oh, how about hashtag Birdman exposed? Huh? We'll start that off.
Okay.
I'll run you off the internet. Anyway, can everybody hear us? Okay, Melissa, can you hear us? Big Al, can you hear us? Okay. Anyone?
I can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay, all right. For some reason, I feel a little soft, but maybe it's my headset. Okay, but you can hear me okay? All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, so this is Die Hard.
Hello,
when did you first see this?
Melissa Harris and Big Al, thank you for coming by. And I see Age Boomers in the chat too. That's I don't know how you do that, but that's cool. I first saw this in summer of '88 when it came out. It was the first R-rated movie that I saw at the movie theater.
It was the first R-rated movie you saw at the movie theater?
Yes.
I'm trying to remember what the first R-rated movie I saw at the movie theater was. I wanted to say it was Total Recall, but I'm not positive.
That's definitely an R movie. Definitely. Yes. Maybe a little bit more violent. Hello, John Manlove. How are you?
What's he saying yes to? The fact that it is a Christmas movie?
I think so. I think we are the same mind when it comes to that. And we actually rented this movie. Backstory: in 8th grade, Jonathan's my best friend from kindergarten on. 8th grade came out on video, I think in January. He came over and spent the night on Friday night. We watched the movie. We stopped at the military surplus store. He bought a boot knife. He sliced my finger open with it, bastard. I threw up all my Twizzlers, and then we ate pizza from Domino's and watched Die Hard all night long. Awesome night. Thank you, my friend. I drink to you.
That sounds lovely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this movie's quite personal to me, and it is a Christmas movie, and I will get into that throughout the course of the film. Big Al, I'm glaring at you.
I'll remain neutral on the subject.
Okay, that's fine. You can be like Switzerland if you want to.
Yes. Thought it was. Is it anyway? Melissa Harris, Merry Almost Christmas to all of you. Thank you, Melissa. That's very nice.
It is almost Christmas. Well, what are you getting your son Jake for Christmas, Melissa? Just type it in the comments, and hopefully he's not watching tonight. So.
You know, Disney owns this movie now, right? They own this series now, so.
Yes, you are correct.
Maybe they'll remake it.
All right, anyone ready to start the film?
Okay.
I am.
All right. Let me put my heater on too. Okay. Let me go ahead and bring it up on my end.
Okay. And we are kicking off holiday movie month on Soundtracks with Birdman. Next week we have Young Sherlock Holmes. Then the following week we have the Batman Christmas movie, also known as Batman Returns. And then I think we're doing Home Alone. Is that cool with you, H. Boomer?
Yeah, Home Alone. I actually was a big fan of that soundtrack growing up. In fact, I have it now still, actually. Yeah. And I actually like the soundtrack to Home Alone too, but can you find that anywhere?
You can't find it?
I've had trouble. I don't know. Maybe it's not readily available. Maybe it's available on CD somewhere, but I mean, it's. I don't think it's been republished since it came out. I guess Home Alone 2 is the Black Sheep. I don't know.
I think Home Alone 3 is the Black Sheep, and Home Alone 4 and Home Alone 5.
I saw Home Alone 3. That was the one with the European spies, right?
Yes, you'll never get that time back. You have spent it and it is gone.
All right.
And so Disney owns Home Alone 2, do they not?
Yes.
Yes.
They own everything now.
Okay.
Okay. Let me go ahead and all right, I'm queued up. So whenever you want to start. I'm 2 seconds in.
Okay. I'm pressing play. I am just 20th Century Fox. Just popped
You
up.
just press play?
I did.
Well, reverse it and start over. I wasn't ready.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right. So we're going to do. Rewind it.
Let me put this on my headphones so I don't get like a copyright strike.
Yeah, I could hear it too.
Yeah.
All right. You going to start over?
Yeah. There we go. Okay.
Oh, Melissa Harris, my son, I got him some Funko Pops, Dragon Ball Z figures, and Batman action figures and Game Boy games. Oh, wow.
Funko Pops are pretty cool.
All right. We ready?
Okay. Just tell me when.
All right. I'm ready whenever you are. We'll do a 3, 2, 1, okay?
Okay. You count.
3, 2, 1, play.
Okay. 20th Century Fox?
Yep.
God, I missed that.
That logo no longer exists.
Let me get out my razor blades before the night's over.
It's okay.
Now, to those people who say this is not a Christmas movie, I'm going to stress some more Christmas themes of this movie outside of the score. You have a man traveling on Christmas Eve to see his family. How is that not Christmas? He wouldn't be traveling if it wasn't Christmas Eve. But you open up with a shot of John McClane's wedding band clenching the armrest of an airplane. Tells you two things. One, he's married. Two, he's scared to fly, or at least to land. I don't mind either one myself. But this is a nice little character insight right here.
Yeah. I think of this movie, I think of yuppies. Okay.
Yuppies.
Well, at least this guy sitting next to him, he strikes me as a yuppie. You know?
Yes.
More of the I don't know. He's a tough New York cop, or these all Californians he's around with in this movie. I think so.
Yeah. California.
Oh my goodness, he has a gun.
Not just any gun, the Beretta 92, the sexiest pistol
It's
ever
okay,
made.
I'm a cop. And he's like, oh, that's all right, trust me. We're doing this for 11 years. Just remade this.
And that bear made another film appearance in The Hunt for Red October, which was also directed by John McIntyre.
Okay.
Sleigh bells. Hear those, Big Al? Those are called sleigh bells. When do you have those? At Christmas time. Okay. You include them in the film score because it makes it Christmas.
I would argue, Al's argument was, I believe, he can correct me if I'm wrong, but Al's argument is that a Christmas movie is a Christmas movie if it centers on the holiday in some way. And
this does. Because they would not have been at this party if it hadn't been Christmas time.
Okay, well, I'm just saying,
wouldn't have been empty if it hadn't been Christmas time.
I was watching Miracle on 34th Street the other day. That's about Kris Kringle and Santa Claus and all that. Okay, and and drunk Santa Claus is trying to star in the Thanksgiving Day parade, and maybe if Santa Claus himself was the terrorist, then maybe this could be a Christmas movie. Okay,
wasn't that called Bad Santa with Billy Bob Thornton?
Have you seen Bad Santa?
No.
That's like if they decided the drunk Santa Claus from Miracle on 34th Street, they made a movie about him. That's what Bad Santa is. Oh, it's disturbing. It's funny. It's probably the last great John Ritter movie we got too. He plays like the mall manager. Oh, all right. I really don't like many of the men in this movie.
Yeah.
This guy's a sleazo. I had a film teacher once tell me that if you look carefully, like John McClane's adversaries in this, or at least like the two people keeping his wife at the company, the guy running the corporation is Japanese, this guy's Italian, and the villain terrorist guy is German. Okay, that's the Axis powers, right? So it's like,
I never thought about that.
Yeah, he made a point. Like it's not by accident, you know. Now that is not Mary Elizabeth Winstead who plays her when she's older.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
So do you like Bonnie? How do you say her last name? Bedelia or?
The actors in this?
Yeah.
I think she's a good fit for Bruce Willis, John McClane. That strikes me as the kind of woman he'd be married to. You know,
they look like they match.
She's feminine, but she's also kind of no nonsense too, a little bit, right? I mean,
yeah. She was also in Presumed Innocent with Harrison Ford. She spoiler warning, she played her his wife who killed his mistress with a hatchet.
Well, I don't think I saw that movie, so thank you, Daniel.
You're welcome. It was a book before it was a movie.
It was a book.
It's been out. It's been out for a while. I mean, hey, Darth Vader's Luke Skywalker's father. You know, hey.
Okay, as I know. Well, I'm going to say this too. This movie was based on the book. Did you know that?
It was, and it's actually a sequel to a previous book, which was a previous film called The Detective with Frank Sinatra in it, playing the lead role. And contractually, Frank Sinatra was offered Bruce Willis's part, but he turned it down because he was 72 at the time.
Oh, that's funny. It would have. Could you imagine Frank Sinatra starring in this?
Man,
you know what he probably said? Just add me as a producer, okay?
How about Harrison Ford, Richard Gere, Clint Eastwood, or Sylvester Stallone? They were all offered the role, and they all turned it down.
Really?
Yep. Bruce Willis took it, and they gave him $5 million to be in this film, which was unheard of at the time.
I guess was moonlighting going on at this time, or was he just done?
It was still going on. Yeah, it had a couple more seasons left in it.
Oh, I have to tell you, Stallone. This movie would be very different if Stallone was in this. He would be. I mean, I don't know. I like Stallone, but I think Willis is a little more humorous.
Willis is more believable as just an average guy.
Oh man, I remember cliffhanger with Stallone where he lifts the one guy up and he shoves him into, I think, what is a stalactite in a cave or something. It's like, but anyway, what do you like about the score though? Apparently, you like the score.
I do. Mm-hmm. I'll cover that over the next 2 hours. I like this scene right here because Bruce Willis is riding up front, which gives him more everyman air.
He doesn't see himself as above the cabbie. Okay, we're two guys that we have our jobs. Okay, he's not like the guy we just saw with the beard. Okay,
yeah, you know? and you get wonderful exposition without it beating you over the head. He's just like, I'm a New York cop. My wife had a job. She got a better job. She came out here. We've been separated for 6 months. And that's it. You know what's been going on.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure this is going on even before the 80s, but, you know, you have women entering the workforce, you know, it's that whole dynamic that people were having to deal with at that point, I think. Yeah, I mean. Oh, you thought she wouldn't make it out here, and why bother pack up, right? Yeah, that's funny. Argyle. Oh, I like this.
Here comes the Christmas song, Big Al.
What? It's Christmas time in Hollis, Queens.
That's right. Mom's cooking collards on the kitchen. Something I don't know.
I remember. I don't know. I remember when they had the Beavis and Butthead Christmas special. They played this video and they got all excited when this song came on. You know.
Hello, Jedi Masters Utopia. I don't think you've been here before for a show. Thank you for coming by.
We are watching Die Hard.
Now, this building was actually the 20th Century Fox headquarters at the time.
Oh, really?
And Ronald Reagan had his post-presidential office in this building.
Huh. Okay.
For the youngins in the audience, Ronald Reagan was an actor who became president in the 1980s.
The 80s were fun. The 80s were all about, I have to say, like when I was growing up, maybe I'll talk about this more with Professor Geek sometime, but my heroes, I grew up in the 80s and the action star. Okay. This is Bruce Willis, Sylvester Stallone, Arnold, I mean, and these weren't necessarily the I guess aspirational hero types. I heard I think someone expressed that the
Christmas
80s,
Christmas tree, Big Al, Christmas tree. I'm sorry,
but it's not lit up.
It's still daytime.
It's not.
Hello.
It's not lit
It's
up.
daytime.
Well, that doesn't
and
make
it's
any
California.
sense.
They don't have power to turn on the Christmas trees.
Okay. Just say, oh, her name is Holly. There you go.
Yeah.
Holly. That's you think of Holly, think of Christmas, right? Am I wrong?
That's right.
Okay. But the lights aren't on the
that
tree,
Irish song, the holly she bears a berry as white as the snow, and Mary she bore Jesus our Savior, Lord to be. See,
there you go.
It's like a circle. Okay. It's synergy.
It's synergy. Don't bring up synergy. I don't like that word.
I don't even know what
the guy was talking about over at Warner Brothers after he fired everybody. Okay, and it's like that was a Troy night the other week. I'm telling you, talking about Warner Brothers like a horror show. Speaking of horror shows, I feel I'm really upset over what happened with 20th Century Fox and the Disney buyout. That really should have been blocked. We basically had a whole studio get destroyed. Okay, and I don't know what the reasoning was either. Some people said it was so they could gain control of Hulu, which makes sense now, especially how they're trying to take over streaming. I thought it was because they were trying to get the X-Men back into the MCU, but I don't really know what the reasoning was. It wasn't for anything Star Wars related, because I thought they were going to get the theatrical versions of Star Wars back, but they basically said they're never going to release those anyway.
If you need some money, and Disney needs some money, there's easy money. Just it's right there.
They're not going to do it. What I had read was that it was a handshake thing with Lucas during the trade-off, that they would never release the theatrical version.
And I'm sure they're real good about keeping their handshakes.
Unless they're waiting for him to
die,
leave. Well, you said it, not me. Then all bets are off. Okay, yeah, that'll probably be when we see the theatrical versions get re-released again. Back when movie theaters are a distant memory. Anyway, here we are.
Now, this set is inspired by Frank Lloyd Wright's Falling Water.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
That's exactly what they were going for with the set design. And I believe I saw a Christmas tree that looked like it was lit up.
Aren't you a little underdressed for this party?
Who, me? I'm wearing a Christmas sweater tonight.
No, I'm talking about John McClane.
Oh, okay.
You don't even have a tie on. Hey, Merry Christmas. No. Don't go kissing the cheek. Okay. He don't like the Californians. What's wrong with you? Everybody loves California. Come on.
Now, I think this is a good scene where he knows who he is because he's seen his picture. But he talks to him. He doesn't talk down to him. He takes him to Holly's office. He offers to get him something to drink.
No, and to be fair,
he's a good guy.
I have nothing against the president of the company. No, I mean back in the 80s, everybody was afraid the Japanese were going to take over everything.
Yeah, everyone.
Interesting. His name is Joe too. Joe is, I think, is a name I'll see. It's a common American name, but I see it a lot in Japan too. Because I've seen it with a lot of, because I watch the anime and I play a lot of video games, and Joe comes up a lot in character names too. So it must be, I don't know if it's a nickname or if it has a Japanese connotation. But hey, I don't like this guy at all. Did he say you missed some? I think he said you missed some. He was having some white liquor there. Come on, it's a party.
And see, the first time I saw this, I had no idea what he was doing. I was like, was he taking like cold medicine? Because I never watched Miami Vice, so I didn't know anything about drugs.
No, oh man, no, I knew everything about the drugs because in my public schools they would have the Just Say No campaign was on, and they would have them come to the schools, and they would, a police officer would show up, and this is what happens to you if you do this drug, and they were trying to warn us against, I mean, I'll always give Nancy Reagan points in that whole campaign. I actually thought that was a good campaign. People pick on it, but
I always liked Nancy Reagan.
It got me to stay away from the stuff. Okay, so. And plus, I like the fact that a lot of the manly action movies were always anti-drugs too. So you had that in Hollywood too. If you turn on arcade machines in the 80s, they would use FBI director, winners don't use drugs, so before you play your game, you get a little anti-drug message there. So, I mean, but yeah, cocaine was I guess that's the rich person's drug, right?
That's what I hear.
Okay.
Now, right here, if you listen very low, "Ode to Joy" is here, which is the bad guy's primary theme. This is not necessarily "Ode to Joy." It's from the Ninth Symphony from Beethoven. They're going to play it when they drive in the moving van.
It's Joy. The horror movie.
Her acting here in a couple of seconds is phenomenal. She looks nervous yet giddy at the same time, just saying, "It's good to see you. I'm glad you got on the plane." And then he jumps in with the name and boom, changes like that.
Yep.
You buy that they're married and they've got problems, but she still cares about him. See, look at her. See, she's like, "You'll be in the car half the time, just stay. It's my place, She's trying to extend the olive branch.
Yeah, we can at least have a nice Christmas together,
Yeah.
You're still here for their father. She still likes him too. You can.
She even says, "I'd like to spend time with you." And then they get interrupted
by the.
"I missed you." This is a very honest statement.
Yeah,
and he's got to start in going by your maiden name. I'm like, what the hell you think you're doing? You trying to start a fight? Oh man, just like insert mouth and
well, none of that, but it's Ms. too. This is a Japanese company. They figure a married woman's got you are a married woman. Yes. Gonna have this conversation.
See, he had a good chance to maybe bring this up later.
Well, this might explain why they're not together. Oh.
And they get interrupted again.
Say something to the troops. She's going to talk about synergy. Okay.
Was that even a thing in the 80s?
I hope not. I don't know. I remember the 80s were fun. I don't have quite the rose-colored glasses everybody else does because there was junk in the 80s too, but there was good stuff like this movie. Like all the action movies. My favorite of the action stars was always Arnold. Not so much these days, especially after seeing Terminator Dark Fate, but we'll talk about that.
I didn't see that because I didn't feel the need to see it.
I got roped into watching it during a. I'll talk about it more on Sunday. Let's talk about a good movie right now. Okay, so we got. I hate these guys. 80s movies have the best villains. I'm sorry. There's no.
Oh, Hans Gruber, the greatest movie villain from the 1980s.
He's good. I don't know though.
Okay, who's better? Who's better? Chat. Anyone in the chat? Who's better than Hans Gruber from the 1980s? Okay, Darth Vader doesn't count. He started out in the 70s.
We're not counting Darth Vader. Okay, come on. Let me think about this for a bit. I hate this. I hate these guys. Look at that. Just knocks him over like who cares, right? We just shot a guy in cold blood. Better action, better 80s villain than Hans Gruber. Let me think on this. Biff from Back to the Future. He's up there.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if he's better, but he's up there. Okay. I don't know. I'm trying to think of other big 80s movies.
Gruber's
up there. Okay.
Carl there was a ballerina in Russia before he came to America.
Yes. You mean
he was the premier Russian
that terrorist ballerina guy we see there. I have no doubts. It's funny that if you ever watched the movie The Warriors, which is a movie about gangs in New York City in the 70s. It's a fun movie. A lot of the guys cast were all like dancers, okay, because they have that great physique, so they he's up there, okay. No, wait, Khan, Wrath of Khan. That's an 80s movie. Don't.
He was from the 60s. He came back in the 80s.
Oh, come on, man. You're really going there with me?
Yes.
No, we're not. Jeez. You're being a tyrant here, okay?
Okay.
All right, okay. All right, I'll come up with someone else. All right. Jack Nicholson's Joker. It's good.
40s?
No, Joker? Not that interpretation. Come on. At least with Khan, we have the same actor. We have Ricardo Montalban. See, we're going to get into a fight on this stream. Just so I have the worst Beatties. Professor Snape is a great villain in Die Hard. Yes, he is. Okay. Say Puff Marshmallow Man. Actually, this movie has something in common with Ghostbusters. They have the same. They have a villain in common. The newspaper reporter and the news reporter.
That is true.
Same guy as the Environmental Protection Agency guy in Ghostbusters. Same actor. Who's his name? Yes.
William Afterthorn.
Oh, to joy. Da, 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 da.
And
I think that's
Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, which has the Ode to Joy in it, is actually the national anthem of all of Europe.
It's funny. At my dad's funeral, I was up to me to pick the song played. I think I did pick Ode to Joy. Because it's also religious, but it's also classical at the same time. So I thought that was a good one. Because he was a big classical music fan. Oh man, though, these movies. Okay, so we have like the smart brother, because we know he's smart because he wears glasses, right?
Okay. If I put on my glasses, am I smarter?
Listen, it's 80s, okay? Come on.
Okay.
By the way, Fists with Your Toes. That was the guy in the plane. The guy in the plane is the greatest.
And this is why he's barefoot for the rest of the movie.
Yes, because that's idiot on the plane. Make fists with your toes.
Idiot on the plane.
That's a good way to get like calluses on your toes too.
Yeah.
Like constantly crunching them up like that.
And oh Lord, the scene where he's picking the glass out of his feet. I had to leave the theater during that. That was just.
Oh man, don't see Syriana. You get squeamish about that sort of thing. Syriana, I had a friend, I took him to see it, and someone was pulling, there's a torture scene where they're pulling fingernails out of a guy, and my friend had to get out of there. Okay, he couldn't take it, it's like, I don't think there's anything I get squeamish about. Huh?
Carl, the guy that played Carl, Alexander Guda, I can't pronounce his last name. Anyways, he died from like liver failure shortly after this film.
No kidding.
Yeah, he was in his late 30s, I think.
Which one is Carl again? This guy?
The guy with the long blonde hair.
Oh, right. Okay, him. Okay, yeah, I was going to say. Okay. Carl, yes. Okay, now I remember. Okay.
All I'm saying is you got to really work hard to drink that much to die that early.
Yeah, well.
And I'm not encouraging excessive drinking, everybody.
No. Now here we have. I'm trying to think.
The HK submachine gun, a 9mm. The Rolls Royce of submachine guns. Yes.
Is this the first movie I ever saw that had terrorists in it? I don't think so. I mean, I'm thinking Commando. I think those guys were kind of terrorists. They were working for a South American dictator, though, so maybe not.
Oh, Commando? Yeah, man. Yeah. So, yeah.
That's another one of these movies where you're just picking the guys off. I'll say this: Willis does at least seem. John McClane seems less superhuman than like a Stallone or an Arnold did. Okay.
Yeah, and this kind of started that whole more realistic action movie phase.
Yeah.
Because Rambo got hurt, but he didn't. He kept killing people. I mean, all the time.
Well, the first Rambo movie, that's kind of the First Blood. That's like the more realistic Rambo, and then they get
it is
2 is wonderful.
It's like George Rockwell Schmidt. He's a English YouTube guy. He made a video on like the 3 Rambo movies, and he's like, and then in the second one, he kills more in that movie than he did during the entire Vietnam War.
Yes, yes. Second Rambo, where he takes care of both the Viet Cong and the Soviets. Okay.
Yes.
It's like,
and then the third one where he frees Afghanistan.
Yes. Oh man, they didn't have the guts to go with this. Remember, he gives the necklace that he got from the Vietnamese girl. He gives it to the young boy. And what if that young boy later on had become like an enemy? Like a Taliban terrorist later on. They had to fight. I don't know, but they never went there. They decided to go to Burma instead. But here we go, though. Ladies and gentlemen.
He's the most British sounding German guy ever.
Yeah. It's interesting. That actress's name, the one who was in Casino Royale. What's her name?
Eva Green.
Eva Green. She's actually she's a French actress.
She is.
And what I thought was interesting was she had an interview once, because she usually does a British accent, right? Yeah. She says it's much easier if you're French to do a British accent than it is to do an American accent. She says she really struggles to ever do an American accent in movies. Huh. Okay, which I thought was interesting. Because I always thought she was British until I found out she was French, and then
no, she's French.
Yeah.
What do you think about the line about him being interned in an internment camp during World War II?
I don't know. We think that was true? He would have been a kid, right?
Well, I mean, the Japanese on the West Coast were interned during World War II.
Oh, he said that. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Han said that going through the guy's biography.
Possibly.
Because John McTiernan wrote that line he was trying to make Takagi feel more American.
Yeah. He had dual citizenship because it's a Japanese company, unless they have him running the American branch of the Japanese company.
Yeah. Christmas tree, and it's lit up.
Okay.
Do we get bonus points for lights? Al, are you still here? Or have you ran away because you know that I'm right, that this is a Christmas film?
I don't know. Let's see, though.
And here you have Hans. You have Hans humming his theme song for the entire movie. How awesome is that?
Yeah, that's pretty neat. But Melissa Harris says Carl Winslow is in Die Hard.
He's in this movie too, yeah.
Jedi Masters Utopia says Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, greatest villain of the 80s. I think I mentioned that earlier, but that'd be Gozer, actually. I think Ghostbusters, it's probably Gozer.
Yeah, I don't think you'd have Stay Puft without Gozer.
Gozer's fairly terrifying. I don't know. I tell you, if we had a top 10 list, I would be fine with Hans Gruber being on a top 10 list. Okay, I'll give it that.
I think I would put Hans at number 1.
I don't know. This is a tall order because I think I do like Biff. Okay. And I'm still counting Khan. You're really
okay.
You're because that was previously seen on a television show, not in a movie. So
the difference between Hans and John McClane. Hans went to boarding school. He's very well educated. He's very well dressed. He's got money. He's at least got resources to money. John McClane is wearing a wife beater, khaki pants. He probably drinks Pabst Blue Ribbon. No offense to those that drink Pabst Blue Ribbon, but they're completely opposite sides of the socioeconomic spectrum.
Oh, definitely. I kind of want to punch Hans Gruber. That like
You know,
that like horse clappy
I
hand.
could probably hang out with Hans Gruber and have a decent time because we could either go shopping or we could go to the gun range
There you
or we
go.
could go to the art museum. He'd probably be a cool guy to hang out with.
I don't have the code. You broke into access the computer?
So do you really think he doesn't have the code?
I don't know. That's a good point. I think so. Or they're doing some. I don't know. Because I think all of this is for show too, though, isn't it? I don't know. Like part of this, at least the stuff they were saying about the reasons why they're doing things.
They've got like what is it, like 7 other locks on this safe. So even if you had the code, you'd have to get through everything else.
Yeah.
And what could you do with $640 million?
You want money? What kind of terrorists are you?
Said we were terrorists. That's right.
You need to get your shoes back on.
Yeah. I never ever take off my shoes, and I'll tell you why. Because as a child, I was at my grandparents' and I was barefoot, and I ran outside and I sliced my foot open on a rock. And ever since that day, in like I don't know 1978 or whatever, I've never been barefoot.
Yeah, I've never done that. I don't think I've ever gotten anything too bad with the feet. I think I broke my toe once, but that was about it.
Ooh.
No reason not to tell us. I told you. I think I did that by falling down the stairs too. So,
He looks annoyed that they placed a bet.
it's a nice suit to be.
I'm going to count to 3. There will not be a 4. Ooh. And this music right here, you're going to hear this a lot through the movie, and there's a reason for that.
Oh my God. That's your 80s violence for you. You actually see the brain matter splattering out on the window. Okay.
Michael Kamen composed and recorded more score for this film, but it got lost.
What?
It got lost.
Huh.
And in editing, they chopped it up and repurposed a lot of the pieces. And to this day, a lot of the score has not been found.
Okay. But the guy says on movie Music UK, he's like a musically diehard is very interesting. The score is by Michael Kamen, who enjoyed a great deal of success the previous year when he scored the first Lethal Weapon film.
He scored all the Lethal Weapon films.
There you go. Did you like those?
I can't watch them now. I liked them at the time.
Okay. Have they not aged well? I haven't watched them in ages. So.
I was trying to watch the first one, and I mean Mel Gibson's got his gun just shoved down the front of his pants. And I'm like, it's just stuff like that just kind of irritates me. But the fourth one, oh, that was not a good movie.
Yeah, fourth one had issues. I think the third one was my favorite. But
probably like 2 and 3 are about equal for me.
Yeah. 2 was shown a lot on TV when I was growing up. I remember that. But here we go. There's a scene later on where that guy that guy's grabbing a Nestle Crunch bar. Yeah. I'm like, I want that Nestle Crunch bar. That looks pretty good, actually. I don't find them that size anywhere.
The large ones?
Yeah, not around here. I don't know.
There's Ode to Joy again, which is played a lot at Christmas time.
Yeah,
It
but
is considered a Christmas piece.
are you
Ow.
sure it's considered a Christmas piece?
Yeah, it is.
Pull the fire alarm. On what floor the alarm go off? So this alerts them that someone's in the building.
Yeah. And he could have just sat this whole thing out if he had wanted to. He could have gone on some floor, found some place to hold up, and just been like, "Hey,
No,
I'm just gonna
he's a
hang out and
cowboy.
chill." He's a
He's the
cowboy.
He sees them turning around, right? Let me see.
I mean, I've never been a fireman, but if I was, I don't think I would want to go to a high-rise fire. That just seems very intimidating.
All right. Machine gun. Gotta say something, Birdman, though. We don't even got snow going on here.
Does it ever snow in Southern California?
Well, I don't know, but I mean, you think of snow, you think of Christmas. I mean, there's never.
So you can't have a Christmas movie in like the desert?
I see where you're going. Okay. Promise I won't hurt you. Hey, are they showing this in the theaters where you're that are around where you are?
Not yet. I keep hoping. They showed it a couple years ago, and I went with a friend from high school. This is like one of his favorite movies. I will say this: the print on the big screen was kind of grainy.
Yeah, that can happen. That happened when I saw they did a slasher movie. They reshowed one of those. I think it was called The House on Sorority Row. And I was like, oh wow, that's really grainy. When they showed it at the Regal I was at. But I was always curious as to what a '80s slasher movie would feel like to see one. So I went and saw that when they did a re-release of that. All right, there are rules for policemen.
And here's some more score that they're gonna splice to some later scenes as well. And usually that kind of irks me, but not so much here. I think it keeps the film a bit simpler, and it is at its heart a pretty simple film.
So what do you do? Break his neck?
Yeah. In the book, it was very intentionally done. I feel like in the film, it was just like a byproduct of falling down the stairs.
Yeah. He probably would have kept him alive to get information out of him, right, or something.
Yeah.
I don't like this guy. He's Weasel. I don't like any of the terrorists in this. Let's be honest here. Okay. They're all bad and they all deserve to die. Okay.
And they all do, except for like two of them.
I don't know. I'm trying to remember if any of them make it out of this.
Spoiler alert! Yeah, everyone dies except for like two of them.
All right, here we go. That was have some fun. He's got shoes. Don't take a dead man's shoes.
That's a mighty empty wallet.
9 million I get to go out street shoes feet smaller than my sister's.
I probably would have found a way to cut them to make them fit somehow. Just...
Don't do it.
And look, it's Santa Claus, Big Al. Santa Claus.
I think Al.
Why is Santa Claus there? Because it's Christmas time. Because it's
not Santa Claus is the guy. Melissa Harris says 80s were the year of ultra violence, and 2020 is the current year of weak. I'm not gonna say. Pussyfying entertainment. Okay, well, you know. Come on now. It's the new age, okay? To quote Bride of Chucky, a good classic never goes out of style. Amen to that, Melissa. Okay.
Hello, Chris P. Thank you for coming by. How are you this evening?
We're watching Die Hard, which may or may not be a Christmas movie. I refuse to weigh in. I'm taking the coward's way out. So. Oh.
And he is wearing a Christmas sweater, much like I am. Why is it a Christmas sweater? Because it says ho, ho, ho.
I can't believe your husband's doing this. You're just going to make things worse. You can deal with these people. Ho, ho, ho.
Ho, ho. Who says that? Santa Claus.
Oh, man. Guy's brother's not going to be happy.
No.
Like, this were a Mission Impossible movie, he'd be sweating and like the sweat would drop and like they'd look up or something, right?
Yeah.
Do you like any of the Mission Impossible movies? Oh yeah, you didn't like 2. We talked about this before.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of like the first one.
Yeah, let me see. All right, here we go.
You know, on the first Mission Impossible, Alan Silvestri did the film score and they rejected it.
Really?
So yes. I have that score. I should send you a copy of it.
Oh, cool.
It's much better than what we
I would like to hear that sometime. I need to send you a copy of the Black Cauldron soundtrack. All right, what do we got here? I don't like elevators. Elevators freak me out if you're on top of them. Come on. You're asking to die.
I've never been on top of an elevator.
Yeah, I don't ever want to be on top of an elevator. That's not on my bucket list, okay? If I'm never on top of an elevator, that'll be fine. Oh, you're not happy. Yeah. You can get blood later, okay? We got to get the money, okay?
Yeah. You know, you got to stay focused on $640 million.
What if he alters the plan? Well, maybe you'll get your chance then. John. Oh, she knows it's her husband. Okay.
Look, poinsettias. Those are traditionally Christmas flowers.
Okay. His job's through those moments. Without him, we might be able to get out of here. I got more cocaine at home. That's what he's saying right now.
Just go blow your snow or whatever it's called.
Yeah, he's wanting to get out of there.
How are you with heights, H Boomer?
I don't think I'm terrible with them. Yeah. I'm not gonna want to get too close to an edge if I can help it, right? But no, I don't think I got a fear of heights or anything. I'm more of a I'm not a big fan of caves though, so I got that going for me. Your animal should know no dogs were harmed in the production of this movie, right? This channel's reversed for emergencies.
Look, it's a Christmas tree with blinking lights.
I'm not ordering a pizza.
Oh man, the Steyr AUG. That is one sexy weapon. If anybody wants to get me something for Christmas, a Steyr AUG, I don't care what color it is, I'd be happy to take it.
Sir, it's a reserved channel for emergencies. I'll report as an FCC. Fine, come and arrest me. Just send the police now. He has a point, right? You heard the bullets. Here we go. I always wonder if this is the same character he played on Family Matters.
I think so.
Okay.
But what do you hear playing right here? Al, I hear a Christmas song playing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Mm-hmm.
Buying Twinkies for his quote unquote pregnant wife, right?
Yeah.
Nakatomi Plaza, Century City. Okay, I'll go take a look. I'm sure it's nothing. Right.
Now, look how much gasoline costs in this gas sign here.
I don't like to think about it. Yeah. Of course, it had gone down lower the last couple of years, but I remember the days when it was like 99 cents. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the 90s. Everything was better in the 90s.
I remember when it cost the same as a comic book.
Yeah. Comic books.
Whatever happened to those?
Back when people wanted to actually buy comic books. I'm sorry. What if there was a Die Hard comic book, huh?
That's a good question.
Oh, Johnny Master's Utopia. Predator was a great 80s villain, too. Also directed by McTiernan.
It's true. Yeah, John McTiernan had just come off of Predator when he did this film.
Maybe that's where I was getting confused at Horner, because Horner did Aliens. And
he did.
And Predator I always associate with Aliens, so okay.
Now there is a piece lifted from Aliens and put into this movie towards the end.
There is.
Yes, straight smack from Aliens.
There you go. That's why I thought it was Horner. Okay. Because I know it's that whole dun 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 dun. That was also a play on the Wrath of Khan score.
Hey, he does use his brain to get out of a lot of tight spots.
Huh. I like seeing things fall down elevator shafts. Whatever that grating is, you know.
Do they really have a Die Hard coloring book, Jedi Masters Utopia?
They probably do now because adult coloring is a thing, right?
Hmm.
Speaking Germans, the Germans.
You know, originally they wanted to use some Wagner music in this movie, but because Wagner was favored by a certain party of
Yes,
naughty German people, they decided not to do it.
and that's why
But
they
you know
went with.
that wasn't Wagner's fault because he wasn't even alive during that point in time.
Oh yeah, well, it was too soon. Oh, here we go. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm
This
like,
is
oh
not
man,
James Bond. This is like anti James Bond. This is like
it is.
I have no gadgets. Okay.
It,
I
the
I
stuntman actually fell during this.
oh my goodness, that's
He
terrifying.
he was supposed to catch the first one, but he actually legit fell and caught like the second or third one after that. And they're like, "Wow, that looked really great. We'll keep it."
Oh my goodness. That's
Yeah,
what makes it more.
that's the one. That's the one he was supposed to get, but he legit fell.
See, it's those kind of accidents you don't get in movies anymore, you know?
It's kind of hard
Like it
to when you
makes it
CGI everything.
yeah, it makes it more believable, you know? I mean, he'll he feels like a real person. That's I guess that's the difference I saw between this and like, all the Stallone and Arnold movies. That's impressive. I hope they had a net below to catch him just in case. You
Yeah.
know? Oh, Melissa says Carl Winslow from Family Matters is in this film and he shot someone.
He
Well, it's
does.
on the line of duty, Melissa. Sometimes you gotta. Okay.
Yeah. It was a legit shooting. It was all good.
Yeah. We don't get movies like this anymore. I'm getting tired of it. No, Disney has the rights to this. And I think they are
Could
planning on doing something with it too.
could you recast instead of Bruce Willis? You could have Daisy Ridley and
What all 85 pounds of her? No, sorry, I'm taking on some big German dude, right? Just she'll do the split and punch him in the jimmy, and he'll go flying off the balcony or something, right? It's like, uh,
that that would be terrifying to me to be because you've got nowhere to go.
yeah. Ooh.
And now Carl Winslow is going to get out of the police car and he's going to sing a Christmas song. Thank you, Jedi Masters Utopia. I will do that after the show tonight.
Oh, this critic, though, he says, for me, Kamen's true genius was revealed when he composed from the heart rather than the bicep. His beautiful, dramatic, and romantic scores offer a much more revealing portrait of who he was as a person. But it's not to say there isn't any good music in Die Hard, because there absolutely is. In many ways, Die Hard is a companion piece to Lethal Weapon because his approach to the music is quite similar. That is Jonathan
I agree.
Broxton.
I agree with the steel guitar for the theme for the primary hero. I think Die Hard is a better score than all the Lethal Weapon scores.
I need to rewatch the Lethal Weapons. Maybe that'll be a summer thing I'll do. I haven't seen those on the
I'd
dog's
see
age.
them. Well, the first one's technically a Christmas movie, but
oh well, there you go.
yeah.
I will have to. We'll have to
That's
do that.
probably Al's
That'll be
favorite
next
Christmas
year. That'll be
movie.
next year. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. What do we got here? We got. Here we go. I keep wanting to say Carl Weathers. That's Carl Winslow.
Now there's
No,
there's a
Carl
little
Weathers
bit
a
body
bit more
difference
built.
going on.
Yeah. Actually, though, Carl Weathers was in Predator. That was also scored by this
He was.
same guy. Okay.
And then that guy's got a southern accent all of a sudden. What's up with that?
It's to show that he's a real American human being. Okay.
Okay.
That's a line I got from a comedy film that makes fun of those Italian giallo movies, like called The Editor. And one of the characters in this, when they cast this Italian guy that can't speak any English after the first actor gets killed, the one guy goes, "You sound just like a real American human being," and I use that now. Like if I ever see like someone who can't speak English, but they're they're putting on like a fake American, I'll use that line, like Tom Hardy in Venom doing his American accent. You sound just like a real American human being, because sometimes bad American accents, it's starting to become a pet peeve of mine these days. So when's the Venom rewatch going to be?
My sister took me to pick up my truck today, and she's still trying to understand exactly what my show's about. And she's like, "Do you ever do like new movies?" And I'm like, "Well, it has to be something that I can watch on the tablet, so not so much." But
yeah,
is Venom allowed? Is it? Can you download Venom? Is it out on DVD?
Oh no, it's been out. It's
Okay.
been out for a couple of years now. No, I'm joking. It might be. It's one of the worst superhero movies I've ever seen.
Okay.
It's what I call like a rip-off Marvel movie, even though it technically is a Marvel movie, because Sony still owns the rights to certain characters, so they can do what they want with them. And like they slap the Marvel logo on the front, but it's like it's not Disney Marvel, and you can tell. It's just it's not. This is a bad way to go. Oh man, getting shot in the leg. Oh.
I got two things to say here. It took him a long time to reload the HK because there was a design flaw when it came to reloading it. They have henceforth fixed that. So thank you, H&K. But they overpacked the gunpowder in the Beretta that Bruce Willis was firing because John McTiernan wanted it to sound really loud, and it did, and he suffered permanent hearing loss from doing that scene.
Bruce Willis?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
And I don't really know why it would matter that much because you add in the sound effects after the fact anyways.
Stupid things happen on movie sets.
This is true.
Oh yeah, throwing the body right in the car. This is my favorite part in the movie. This is my favorite part in the movie when he's screaming on the radio, "I need backup assistance now."
Right now. Hello. Argyle's getting jiggy with it in the limo.
It's ridiculous. Argyle's pretty close to useless in this movie. Oh, here we go. Boom. Oh man, imagine if that had been lower. Look at that. He's out of there, Twinkie in hand. He is not happy. Oh, I know. Here's the reporter. Look at this. Now the press is going to get involved. The press always makes everything better, right?
Always. And they get there pretty quick.
Well, I wonder, yeah. Well, officers being shot at by a machine gun, I think all the cops are going to show up, right? I mean, come on.
I would hope so.
See, this is good pop culture of the 80s. There was a lot of good stuff then. I wonder if I had gotten the NES at this point. I action movies were a staple of mine, and for some reason, Showtime. We were a Showtime house, so they got a lot of action movies, like all the Arnold movies. Um, this was played on Showtime. Uh, RoboCop, that was a regular.
You saw RoboCop as a child?
Oh yeah, did you?
Wow.
What?
No. No.
Violence was okay. It was the other stuff I couldn't watch. It's like uh, RoboCop. Actually, here I got him. Okay, you lose. Clarence Boddicker, greatest '80s villain.
From RoboCop?
Yes.
Uh,
Oh come on. He went on to play the dad on that '70s show. You don't want Clarence Boddicker as the best '80s villain? Okay. Well, we'll keep this going on. All right. This whole gang was horrible in that movie, but we'll do We'll talk about RoboCop another time. But oh man,
Ronnie Cox was in he was in the original RoboCop, right?
who was that actor again? Ronnie Cox. I'll have to look it up. Hold on.
Oh, thank you, Chris P. That was Cricket. Roy Rogers. That's right. What?
Oh, of course, yes, yes, yes. He was the other villain in that movie, Dick Jones.
Did you watch Next Generation?
Yes, he was that
Captain Jericho. Yeah.
Yeah, Red Letter Media did a series on those episodes, and they made a point that Riker just comes off looking like a jerk in that episode.
Yeah.
Because you're thinking you're not going to like Captain Jericho, or he's going to do something bad, but he actually comes in there and does his job. He's good at dealing with the. Mm-hmm.
I wonder what Star Trek Next Generation would have been like if Captain Picard had left the show and Ronnie Cox had taken over, and then Riker had just like taken command somewhere else, and like a whole new crew had come on.
That would have been interesting. They could have done a lot with Star Trek. I think of Star Trek now. I'm just getting depressed. We'll be talking more about that on Sunday. All right,
Disney does not own Star Trek.
There we go. There's something they don't own. I'll be honest with you. I don't know if Disney would be quite as incompetent with Star Trek as the current people running it. Of course, they were terrible with Star Wars. Of course, that's really Kathleen Kennedy. I think they know Kathleen Kennedy's a problem. I think they just don't know how to get rid of her. Okay. She came with Lucasfilm too. All right.
Funny when the husky doesn't want to go outside because it's too cold, but the little 10-pound dog wants to go outside.
A little dog doesn't know any better?
I guess not.
Is there snow outside where you are?
No, it's just very cold. Like,
yeah, it's getting cold down here too.
28. It
was in the 40s last night down here.
Wow.
I get my heater out.
What's your timestamp?
Oh, let me find out. Hold on. I am at is that 1 hour 3 or 1 hour?
Somehow
8?
I jumped ahead like 20 minutes.
Hold on. Give me a minute. Hold on, if I can just. Give me a minute. Let me see. Hold on. Let me get up. All right. I am at almost at the 1 hour, 4 minute mark. Now I'm at 1 hour, 4 minutes. I can give you another one if you'd like. There, Daniel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 420, like semis coming across the screen.
1 hour, 4 minutes, 15 seconds. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm seeing the big truck show up. All the police are down outside of the tower. Okay. Everybody's showing up now. Oh no, here we go.
Dwayne T. Robinson.
Sergeant Powell, right? Yes. Oh man, no. We don't like this guy from the get-go.
He was in the Breakfast Club.
He played Principal. You notice how all the actors are playing towards type in this movie.
Yeah.
He was the jerk principal in that. I remember that. And maybe not LAPD, but I believe that Roger Ebert liked this, but Siskel didn't.
Yeah, one of them gave it 2 stars.
I think that was Siskel. I think he thought that I think it was because of this Powell character, how the police were handling. He says they wouldn't be this bad. I think he said that. Okay. And Roger said it's a movie. It's an action.
It's a movie. Yeah,
it's
a movie.
I think he figured they wouldn't be this incompetent, the police on the level. But.
And strong female character before we ever had strong female characters.
Yeah, when you murdered my boss. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, go on. Pregnant woman. She's not due for a couple of weeks. Sitting on that rock isn't doing her back any good. I'd like permission to move her to one of the offices where there's a sofa.
And he's going to kill everyone by the end of the night. So why does he care, that she's pregnant?
You don't want the hostages getting into a panic.
That's true.
If you can make them comfortable and keep them shut up so none of them goes nuts and tries to reach for one of the guns, so much the better. Okay. It doesn't cost them anything for them to bring a sofa out for the woman. Okay. All right. For the pregnant woman. Obviously he's not going to want to put her in one of the rooms, but
Cricket.
Cricket.
Go outside. Cricket.
How's everyone in the chat doing? I recommend Trancers film series, The Dollman rewatch, both from Full Moon. Created The Puppet Master, and both fun, cheesy B-movie fun. Yeah, I gotta get Daniel to watch more horror movies. We did do Psycho back in October.
We did do Psycho.
Oh, Frank Miller got a RoboCop versus Terminator comic. I highly recommend. I remember that they had a video game, RoboCop versus Terminator. I never got it, but I remember that was a thing. They had a RoboCop versus Terminator video game back in the day, Melissa. What's it look like we're going in? How come there are no ransom demands? Where's their list of demands? All we know is somebody shot your car. Okay. Probably say an SOB that you've been talking with on the radio. Yeah. Excuse me, sir. What about the body that fell out of the window? Probably some stockbroker got the press. Yes, I love the stupidity.
Oh.
I think that's where Siskel lost it on this, but I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I am too.
It's a fun movie. Come on.
And that kind of was a trope back in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
And the scene coming up, this is like one of the big action set pieces for the film. And there was more music, and again, it got lost, regrettably.
Yeah. All right. All right. Here we go. They'll be coming. Everyone get ready. All right. So they're good. I do not like these guys. So you said you have multiple copies of the score?
I do. Originally, there was no soundtrack release back in '88.
Yeah, I don't remember there being one. Yeah.
Yeah. One came out, I think it was 2002, and it sold out like instantly. I missed out on that one. Then La La Land came out with this one, several years back. It's a 2-disc set. And then 3-4 years ago, it may be longer now, but a couple years ago, they came out with a 3-disc set. I just can't seem to locate my copy. But it's still available from La La Land. It's like $30 or $40.
All right. Oh, look, they're getting caught in the. All right, we're gonna get the scene I like. Now, I'm sorry, I'm at this this little counter here at the plaza. I'm sitting here with my machine gun, and what do I see below me? I'm looking around. I want that Nestle Crunch bar. I would tell that man that you are stealing. You better pay for that. Okay, right?
I don't think he cares.
This Argyle. Shut up. Yeah, the bear is looking at him. You ever see that movie SWAT?
No. Should I?
No, it's not that good, but it was a. It's an interesting movie, though. It's a 2000s era action movie, and it feels very much of the period. For starters, the villain is French.
Look, it's a Christmas tree that's lit up. Look at that.
Yeah, well, I gotta admit though, I'm not hearing anyone learning the Christmas spirit here in this movie. Okay,
it's coming up at the end. It's when he reconciles with his wife, and Sergeant Powell becomes a whole police officer again when he blows Carl. Not Carl.
What happened? Did he? Yeah. All right. Oh, look at that. Going after the lights. This is not going to go well. Send in the car.
And they actually blew up this APC.
Oh, man. First Rodriguez report. Here we go. This is what you need. The battering ram, huh?
Yeah. And he got awfully dirty in that ventilation system.
Yeah. So you a fan of Die Hard 2?
I like Die Hard 2. Die Hard 3 is okay.
Yeah, then they get
I
kind of
think
dumb.
I think Die Hard 3 would have been a better Die Hard 2.
Probably. Die Hard 2 held up better, though, years later than when I first saw it. Because when I first saw it, I'm like, it's like the same movie again, you know? But
Sometimes I'm okay with that.
but now I'm fine. I'm nicer to it now than I was when I was a kid, because I realized that even a not as good 80s action movie is still better than modern action movies. You know, I think that's what my idea, my thinking was
you
there.
look at it this way. Die Hard was made for 28 million. It made 140. Die Hard 2 was made for 70. It made 240.
Yeah, well, they got the money worth. Oh man, look at that. That was a bit of a cluster, you know what, right?
Yeah.
What's John McClane going to do?
You know, from a technical standpoint, I'm not sure this would work because the C4 needs an electrical charge to detonate. And once you unplug the computer, I don't think it has any electricity left in it. But I mean, that's okay. It's a movie, right?
Yeah,
right?
It's a movie. Well, to a point. Sometimes the little details do matter. Speaking German.
Remember when computers were that big?
Yes.
Oh wow, that's
You better get out of the way. It's not the police, it's him. It's the cowboy, you know. I got to find the actor who plays the reporter in Die Hard. I know his name. William Atherton.
yeah.
He always played jerks, I'm telling you, in movies.
Surely he played a nice person at some point.
I don't know. Walter Peck in Ghostbusters. He was in Real Genius. Remember Real Genius with Val Kilmer? You ever see it?
Yeah, he was early 80s.
Yeah, it's the mid 80s. Yeah, he was. It's like a school for geniuses, and he's like the teacher, one of the teachers, but he's a bad teacher. He's, you don't like him. Okay. Pelican Brief. He's in a lot of movies. What's he been in recently? Not as much these days. There's a movie called Clinical in 2017. So the FBI show up next, right?
Yeah. Special Agent Johnson and Special Agent Johnson, no relation.
Of course. Johnson and Johnson. Ha ha ha. I'm tired of waiting to see who gets killed first, them or your husband. What are you gonna do? Hey babe, I negotiate $1 million deals for breakfast. I can handle this Euro trash.
Man.
I like this. This guy's gonna save the day. Hope I'm not interrupting. It's not what I want, it's what I can give you. Okay. Look at Hans. All right.
Oh Lord. I watch 60 Minutes. I know what's going on. Yeah, man.
They're motivated. They're happening. They want something. And don't we all? No, I'm kidding. I could care less about your politics. Oh, man. I want him to die just hearing him talk. This is just terrible. You figured this out already. Hey, business is business.
Yeah, I think after I just more or less saw them kill my boss, I would just like, not say anything.
Yeah, well, this is an 80s action movie. No one's traumatized from seeing this stuff.
That's true.
Hey, that's life in the big city. That's what he's saying.
Oh, the audience really cheered when Han shot Ellis. Man, that's cold.
I don't care.
That's like ice cold.
I don't
Damn.
care. I don't care. No. Ooh. No. People were made of sterner stuff back then, right, Melissa? Okay. Chris.
So, Chris P., I'm guessing you're from Texas? Not trying to like dox you or anything on live YouTube. Just.
Oh, transfers went into a free to watch on YouTube. Oh, thank you, Melissa. Maybe I'll have to watch that. Oh, Chris P says, when I saw this movie at Alamo Draft House, the audience cheered when Han shot Ellis. Interesting. Melissa said your video was buffering a bit.
Is that something I can do to change, or?
I don't know. I remember. I don't know if it's because you're doing your full video thing. Sometimes that happens, but I don't know. Check it out on the rewatch. I wonder if it's going to be there. New York Police Department. Someone who wants to talk to you, a very special friend.
You know his heart is sinking because he's thinking, "Oh God, it's Holly."
Hey, John boy. Ellis? Yeah, listen, John. Give me a few minutes. Try to talk some sense into you. I know you think you're doing your job. You know? I hate this guy so much. There's so many stupid people in this movie. Ellis, what have you told them? I told them we're old friends. You were my guest. Okay. Should be doing this.
At least he gets a Coca-Cola out of it. I mean,
Coke is nice. I'm gonna have a Coca-Cola after the stream, I think.
Now, if you were him and you had the detonators, would you just destroy them immediately, or would you hang on to them?
Oh, John McClane?
Yeah.
I don't know. What would you do?
I would destroy them immediately because then I know whatever they're going to use them for, that's over. That's done.
Yeah, but
You,
he may need them to negotiate too. I don't know what the reason he's having is, but yeah.
I like a definitive answer. And to destroy them, you take that from him, and he ain't getting them back because he just can't run down to Walmart on Christmas Eve
Yeah, but
and
you
buy more
destroy detonators,
detonators.
he might get angry and start lighting up hostages to get revenge. Okay,
I wouldn't have to tell him about it. I mean, until I
maybe,
get caught and tortured.
maybe.
Um,
I don't know why. I don't know why.
so we don't really know that Hans shot him. It could have
Yes,
been
yeah, yes,
Carl.
yes, we do. That's how you react to that. Did you hear that? He just let that guy die, man. He's
Ooh, Chris P. Man, spot on, my friend. Spot on. That's right.
oh, that's funny. Ellis likes his Coke, either in a can or on a mirror. Oh man. Sarah says, I have to warn you, full moon and trauma pictures get super weird and strange. Yeah, they do. What is it you wish for? Ah, so now he's playing the terrorist, right? Buy time.
Yeah, yeah.
So, did you like Alan Rickman as the sheriff of Nottingham?
I did. Yeah, it was kind of hokey, but the movie was kind of hokey, but in a good way.
Is that by the same director as this movie?
No, Kevin Reynolds directed
Okay.
Robin Hood. Did you see Witness with Harrison Ford?
Long time ago, but yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, guy that played Carl's in that movie as well.
I didn't realize that.
He plays an Amish guy.
Hmm.
Not as violent as he is in this movie.
I would imagine not, hopefully. This is like that Amish Mafia show, right?
My mother and I went up to this Amish town in Tennessee last weekend, and they're not very friendly. They're I tried to talk to a couple of them, and they just like don't talk back.
Really?
So, yeah.
Huh. What'd you say?
Hey, how you doing?
Huh.
So
Weird. Oh, hostage terror, studying duality.
I wonder if that's a real book.
I don't know. I don't. Helsinki, Finland.
Chris P. 12926. Oh, the FBI's here.
Yep. Well, now everything will be okay, right?
Yes.
FBI are great at their jobs. Okay, here we go.
You know, Robert Davi plays bad people very well.
Yeah, he does. I told you he was one of my favorite Bond villains in
Yeah.
License to Kill. But yeah, he does
What
say
was
Robert Davi.
what was his name of that movie?
Oh no, I remember Sanchez.
Sanchez, that's right.
Right.
Drug lord. Yeah, he
Yes.
was mean.
Yeah, he was. He fed the guy to the shark in that one scene. Okay.
Yeah. Now the scene coming up where Hans meets John McClane, this was not in the script. This was thought up once they started filming. And Alan Rickman was like, "Hey, you want to hear my American accent?" And everyone was like, "Wow, that's really cool." And they thought they would do a scene where they actually meet.
There you go. And that was I like that scene.
I have one problem with it, and I'll tell you when it shows up.
Okay.
So I guess it's an Englishman playing a German pretending to be an American.
Pretty
That's
much. We like his accent, huh? Convincing you?
kind of. Sounds like a surfer dude.
I keep part at this point. Do you think he knows it's Hans?
I think he suspects.
Suspects, but he doesn't know. That's why he does the test with the gun, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Stay alive, you stay with me. Okay. Here we go. Johnson and Johnson. You're only facing 7 terrorists. Okay, he's also the reason you're only facing 7 terrorists. You smoke?
Do they even smoke in movies anymore?
Yes. But not in Disney productions. They will not allow it. So if they do another Die Hard, there will not be smoking in it. Okay. Uh, but I know Blade Runner 2049. That was a Warner Brothers. There was smoking in that. I know it's discouraged, but they still do it. To be realistic. Typically, though, when you do see smoking in movies, they're not actual cigarettes. They're these things that give off the smoke effect of cigarettes, but they're not really cigarettes.
Hmm.
I think I read that somewhere. I don't know about in this movie back then, but I know on the show Mad Men there was a lot of smoking on that, but they weren't actually smoking cigarettes. They were just things that looked like cigarettes and gave off the smoke. Clay, little Clay. Oh, and Campbell was the name above it,
Yeah.
So he probably got the bill from Bell. Okay. Time for the real thing, Bill. Of course, in Tired with a Vengeance, he runs into this guy's brother, right?
Yes, played by Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy Irons, yes.
Who plays a very convincing
What, German?
evil terrorist. Yeah.
Evil terrorist. Okay.
Now, I think Hans should be able to tell whether or not that gun is loaded just from the weight of the gun.
I don't know. Maybe.
You can tell. I can tell. Maybe it's got 2 bullets in it, but you can tell.
I don't know. It's a movie, Dan.
I know it's a movie, and I'm being nitpicky. But that's like my only problem with this scene, because you know. Come on, man, Hans. Oops. No bullets. Yeah.
Oh, there he goes. That guy's dead.
Oh, so much broken glass.
He almost had Hans.
The part where this guy's kneecaps get blown out, that's kind of disgusting.
Yeah. Oh! I imagine that's hard to recover from, right?
Having your kneecap shot out?
Yes.
I don't think you'll be walking again.
That happened in RoboCop too. I think some guy got his oh wait, I remember who that was. That was the main guy. Yeah. Got his legs all shot up. All right. Shoot the glass. He has to step on glass. Now, what do you think of all the Die Hard knockoff movies? Like Die Hard on a Bus, which was Speed. Remember Speed?
Yeah. You know you're successful when you start a whole genre of films. But that's.
How about Die Hard in an office building, huh?
I
wonder if that was ever said once. They're like, yeah, that skyscraper with Dwayne Johnson. It's gonna be like Die Hard in an office building. That was Die Hard. No, I'm sorry.
Was that a good movie? Did you see it?
Nah, I know. I didn't. It's one of those movies I want to like and I just don't. Okay, but it's interesting because I think he has a prosthetic leg in it, which is kind of interesting. So he's kind of having to deal with that while, of course, doing all the action stuff while they're, and it's some advanced tower in Hong Kong. I suspect it was one of the things that was also made to be sold in China as well, But
they are a big market.
They are huge, apparently. I wonder if their movie theaters are still open.
I don't know.
Here we go, the fake Texan. One Asian actor, he was in Big Trouble from Little China. I remember that.
I feel like he's been in a lot of things.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. He just smashes up. Anger management. Notice how Hans is cool and collected.
Hans has a goal, which is $640 million. Like I said, you've got to keep your eyes on that. That's
You want those millions?
That's huge.
It's a lot of Mai Tais.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, his oh, this is the scene you didn't like, right? Melissa Harris, new Evil Dead will suck without Ash. We'll see, Melissa Harris.
Are they making a new film or a TV show?
They
or what
are.
they doing?
We'll see, Melissa Harris. I'm not as down on it as you are. It could be good. It could still be good. Bruce Campbell already said he's not going to be playing Ash again anytime soon. I do like the director they got, so we'll see what happens with it. It's funny, the director they got who did the Texas Chainsaw Massacre new movies, the guy did the other Evil Dead movie that didn't have Ash in it. Glass isn't good.
Chris P says the guy's name is Ao Jiang. My pronunciation's probably off. Yeah. But he was the go-to henchman.
In the 80s. I know I've seen him in a ton of movies. Okay. I shot a kid. Oh, this is this thing where the kid points the water gun at him or something, or the
yeah,
or the. So before they started putting he had a ray gun that looked real enough.
Steel guitar that Michael Kamen used. He also used that in the Lethal Weapon movies for Martin Riggs character.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I said to me it sounds like a Michael Kamen score because of that.
Right. Feds, you got it.
This is one movie where, like, I'm not knocking Captain America Civil War, but Zemo's plan in that movie was so complicated. I mean, it really was.
Yeah, I mean,
and here they have a pretty straightforward plan, but there's so much leeway, and you can still get to the same point. And I kind of like that.
This is kind of the lowering of the expectations, because the idea was Zemo's always going to let loose all the other Winter Soldiers. Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna have like 10 guys just like the Winter Soldier that are gonna run causing chaos. And that's not what it is, just to lure. He ends up killing them all on cryostasis, just to lure him and us to get Steve Rogers and Iron Man to fight each other.
I like the movie. Now, don't get me wrong, but
it was all right.
Way complicated.
My thing with the Marvel movies, at least up until the last one, they were, and the other one, the Captain Marvel, at least until the last two, they were, they would be average to good to great. I noticed that was the level. Like Civil War was all right. I kind of was a little annoyed because I was hoping I would have liked just another Captain America movie. And let's be blunt, Civil War is basically an Avengers movie. Okay,
it is.
It doesn't have the Hulk or Thor in it, but it's got like everybody else is in it. Okay. And I feel that they kind of shortchanged Captain America. And even in Iron Man 2, I want another Iron Man movie, but they're doing all the setup for the future movies in that. So we're getting less Iron Man. I think my favorite Marvel movies are always the ones that focus on the individual hero. And maybe you'd have like another character show up in them, which is kind of neat. But not the whole big ensemble, 20 heroes. It gets too much for me. But
what's that you hear? Ode to Joy. Which is the bad guy's theme.
I think Al left a long time ago, and he's not going to be happy. Okay.
You can run from the truth, but I can send you this whole broadcast on Messenger.
To be honest, though, I will say this was always a movie I watched during the summer and not at Christmas time.
Really?
The summer was the time for action movies. It takes place in California.
It came out in the summer.
Anyway. I know, yes.
Now, right here you get the Turkish march from the Ninth Symphony.
By them shutting off the power, does that help them get into the vault? Is that what happens?
Yeah, it cuts the lock. It's an electromagnetic lock that's controlled by power, and you have to cut the circuits, but you can't cut them. You have to like massively cut all the power. Because in theory, this wouldn't have mattered if all the other locks were still in place.
We've shut them down, let them sweat, let them, then give them helicopters.
And that's what I call a cell phone.
That's an impressive cellular phone. Yes. I don't even think I knew what a cell phone was back then. I figured that was like a walkie-talkie or something, you know. He's excited. All that money.
What would you do with $640 million?
That's a good question. I don't know. Might buy a house in the middle of nowhere. That might be nice.
Yeah.
What would you do?
I'd add on to this house, and I would buy 400 or 500 acres somewhere, probably. Yeah, I'd buy like 400 to 500 acres somewhere, and I'd have a country house.
That'd be nice.
This is a good character moment for him because he's realizing he's been a jerk to his wife. He realizes he's not the end all be all to everything. And it's like, I'm probably not gonna get out of this. So can you just please tell Holly? Because you gotta know your chances of getting out of this are not good.
Not if you were Stallone, you just go, oh.
Tell Holly.
Oh,
yeah.
stop. He's not that bad. Come on.
I know he's not. But did you see that South Park episode with him?
No, I should check that out.
Oh, man. I'll have to find it and send it to you somehow.
If it was Arnold, he'd go, huh? What would he say? He'd be like, you better leave enough room for my fist because I'm going to ram it down your throat and pull out your spine.
That's right.
The Running Man. That was another great Arnold movie. That had the guy from Family Feud as the villain. Richard Dawkins, right? Yeah. He was the evil game show host.
Did you see that one in the theater as a child?
No, the first Arnold movie I saw in theater was Total Recall. I caught them all on cable because I didn't get taken to too many R-rated movies, but the first one was Total Recall. Terminator 2 I saw in the theater. Yeah, it kind of stinks. I started getting the lesser Arnold movies in theater. After that, what did we get? Last Action Hero. Oh man,
I like that Last Action Hero.
Okay, well, listen to me.
Do you not like it?
Here's my issue with Last Action Hero. Okay. Tom Savini argued that when Abbott and Costello met Frankenstein, the monsters were no longer scary. Okay. And I would argue that you couldn't take them seriously anymore. And I would argue that when you had Arnold do the Last Action Hero, you couldn't take action movies seriously anymore after that. I think that kind of killed the 80s action movie, because after that it's all downhill. Like we got Cliffhanger that summer with Stallone. That was a good action movie, but after that it was the decline after Last Action Hero. And I do kind of blame that movie. Because I think it just made light of everything to the point where, okay, no one's going to take it seriously anymore, What did we get even in the 90s? Oh, here we go. Look, got the gun pointed at him. This is the guy that wants to cause pain. He's not going to shoot you, is he?
Probably not.
No, you're not getting off that easy. Just by getting your head blown off. He wants to make you suffer.
Here they reused some music from earlier again.
The brick cell phone. That's what Chris P calls it. Melissa Harris. Won't work without Ash as its hero. It's like Nightmare on Elm Street without Robert Englund, or Friday the 13th without Kane Holder as Jason, or Scream without Roger Jackson. It won't work. I don't know. They did another Evil Dead movie. Did you see that one? The one without Ash? Oh, here we go.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
This part, I really hate that reporter at this point in the movie, because it's like he totally screws everything up. So she's in danger now. Okay. Oh no, not you. You're coming with me. You're the perfect hostage. Okay. This is a tall dude.
Yeah. And he's very good at being menacing.
You like that 20 to 25% of the hostages? I can live with that. So our tax dollars at work.
It's a movie, so
you can't imagine them saying that.
Not in real life, no.
All right, I would hope not, but I don't know. These days, I don't know. Is this what you'd call a feel-good movie?
The ending. I think the ending's good.
This is McClane. Nice to make your acquaintance. Turn to page 394. Chris P says Die Hard was shown during December at his local Alamo for a few years. Good time seeing it. Good time seeing it.
Sounds like an awesome theater. Ow.
This is bad. He's hanging him. Oh! Now, of course, he's dead, right?
Yes. No. Maybe. I do think the pacing for like the last 20 to 30 minutes of the film is completely on point. I mean, do you think this is a feel-good movie? I mean, when it's all said and done.
Yeah, especially when we get that last scene when what's his name? I keep wanting to call him Carl Winslow. That's not his name though, is it? Are the Feds shooting at him?
They are.
How long is this? 2 hours, 20 minutes?
Yeah.
That's a bit long. All right, here we go.
It doesn't feel like a 2+ hour movie.
American movie length tends to be 2 hours. European movie lengths tend to be 90 minutes. That was always the old thing, at least back in the 70s. I don't know. I'm thinking that the hose knot wouldn't hold. Okay. That's just me nitpicking.
We should do a Mythbuster with this. We need to get Professor Geek to jump off of a 40-story building with a fire hose tied around his waist and see what happens.
So let's see though. In this article, though, somewhat surprisingly, the score for Die Hard was not released at the time the film came out, and fans of the music had to wait for 14 years until 2002 when the Sarah Band released the 3,000 copy limited edition album as part of their collectors club.
And that's the only copy I don't have. I have the other two.
Oh my god. How much broken glass is in this movie?
Ooh, a lot.
Of course it's going to drag him, right? Yes.
Well, Chris P's backing me up with my Mythbusters thing for Professor Geek.
What?
We need to do like a Mythbuster episode with Professor Geek. He can jump off a 40-story building with a fire hose tied around his waist.
Yes. Oh, Jenny Mastotopi says, I sneaked in this movie when I was 13 since it was rated R. I told my mom I was going to see Who Framed Roger Rabbit. That wouldn't be a terrible movie to see, though. That's a good movie.
I've never seen Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
What?
Never saw it.
Ah, you have to see Who Framed Roger.
I was busy watching Die Hard that summer.
Okay, but you know, even the family movies are not like, even like the kid-friendly movies. It wasn't that kid-friendly. It had Jessica Rabbit in it. Okay, you know.
Stephen Cruz in the house. What up, Stephen Cruz? How are you? We've been talking about your home state of California.
Hippie.
There's a Christmas tree. Christmas tree fell over because it's Christmas time.
Well, it's fall over. It's not lit up, so I don't know. Not exactly Christmas spirit. Wet water dropping down. This is like the anti-Christmas movie. Okay.
I don't know if I could do a double feature, Chris P. Dances with Wolves like really kicked my ass. That was a long movie to do. We could probably break it up over 2 weeks.
We needed the director's cut of Fantastic Wolves. Okay.
Yeah. I would like to do like next year, Lord of the Rings, all 3 movies, the extended versions.
Oh my goodness!
But we got to break them up like 2 hours at a
You
time.
can't. I don't think you can do that.
Why not? 2
Unless
hours
you
at
have
a
the old
time?
DVD sets where they split them up. Here we go. Here
Mm,
comes the car.
just stream it, till you get to 2 hours and just hit the stop button and
I'll
pick
tell
it
you
up
the
next week.
stopping part that was on the old DVD set.
Hello?
Argyle to the rescue.
Yes.
Does he wear Argyle socks? Is that why his name is Argyle?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Oh, punched him. Look at all those barabons. Hi, honey. He's in bad shape. He's gonna
Yeah.
be spending Christmas in the hospital.
I would definitely go to the hospital after this.
He'll need some Vicodin or something. Okay. Look, it's the fake Texan.
And that's a very good point. If there comes a certain point, they're going to find you for what you did.
Hey, no,
Eh,
not if they think you're already dead. That's his plan.
Yeah.
600 million. You can start your own criminal empire.
Yeah.
I would have like a super submarine and a super satellite. And
Hmm.
the satellite would have like laser beams on it.
Yes, laser beams.
I would threaten threaten the civilized world. You better make me your de facto ruler, or I'm going to start lighting things up. I'd have like an underground lair.
Christmas tape.
Are some of
Christmas
those,
is all over this movie.
yeah. In the head. Don't hesitate, man. Man, there is so much broken glass in this movie.
One of the gun guys I follow on YouTube did a MythBuster episode to see if you could actually pull this off with the tape on the gun like that.
In Kenya,
And you got like a 50-50 shot.
hey, sometimes a 50-50 shot is all you need.
Yeah.
Look at this.
And
Let go of the watch.
they told Alan Rickman, we're gonna drop you on 3. And they did 1, 2, drop. So that reaction is real.
I hope that's not a hostage. This guy's an idiot. Okay, he may not survive this. Okay.
I don't think you can survive a fall from that height.
I often wonder if I'll ever think to do this. Probably not if I ever fall from that height. But you know how like when you jump into a swimming pool and you do a cannonball? I've
Yeah.
often wondered if that would do anything. Probably not. But I figure I'll try it if I'm ever stuck that way, right? Would that do anything to mitigate the? Probably not. You'd probably still be a meat slab on the pavement. But I'm just
So
wondering.
the music here is not from Michael Kamen. This is from John Scott. It's from a film called Man on Fire, not the one with Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington.
Film came out, yeah, not that one. This film came out in 87.
Interesting. I actually do like Man on Fire.
The 87 version or the Denzel version?
Well, the Denzel version. that that movie ends with like thanking all the people of Mexico City, and I'm like, you're thanking them. Denzel killed half of them in this movie. It's like, that's one where the cartels thought they were so much smarter than he was, and he tortures them and then murders them, each of them, every one of them.
Wow.
Here we go. Well, that's him.
I like how they recognize each other despite the fact they've never seen each other.
Yeah, they know who he is. Holly, though, I have to tell you, Holly, that's Christmas.
It's Christmas, and he saved his marriage here. They're back together now. That's heartwarming. The holiday spirit has melted away all the anger and resentment that they had. And here, this is from James Horner from Aliens.
Yeah, that's why I kept thinking James Horner did the score, because I know this thing. This is from,
yeah, this is from Aliens. Actually, that was the last piece of music he had to write for the film. And the film wasn't done. James Cameron kept redoing it.
Oh, and Aliens?
It was, yeah, and it was like, I think 2 weeks from the release of the film.
Horner really hated Cameron after Aliens. Like, they had a bad falling out. He did manage to make peace with him, and he came back for Titanic. But yeah.
That was a horrible time for James Horner. Yeah. But he had to write that. I think he wrote it that afternoon and that evening, and it went to the copyist, and they printed it up. And the urban legend is the next day they had to score the entire film in one sitting. Because they had no more time. They're completely out of time. And it wasn't James Horner's fault. James Cameron kept just dicking around with the film, like, well, let me change this, and I want to change that. And he's like, look, we're out of time. There's no more time.
Basically, James Horner just took a lot of cues from Arthur Kahn for the Alien score. Did you get that? Yeah. Yeah. Funny. You know what? I'm glad you got slugged. Nobody likes you, and you show up in the sequel too.
Hey, look, Christmas lights all those trees, and here's a Christmas song. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. Big Al. It's a Christmas song.
He would argue, though, there's nothing in this movie that celebrates Christmas. I'm just saying.
If it hadn't been for the Christmas, if it wasn't Christmas, he wouldn't have flown. I don't think he would have flown out there for 4th of July or Arbor Day or Labor Day or
Arbor Day is an important holiday. I know that from Peanuts, okay?
Okay.
You know Peanuts? Charlie Brown?
Yeah. You know, I will say this. I got a letter from the vet in Athens. They made a donation of a tree in memory of one of my dogs that died. And that was very touching.
Nice.
I put it on my refrigerator with a card.
Yeah. All right, so good score. Next week we'll have Young Sherlock Holmes, right? And for those of you that want to watch along, Young Sherlock Holmes is currently streaming on Amazon if you're part of their Prime service. Okay, so you can just watch it through there. I'm still waiting for a Blu-ray release of Young Sherlock Holmes. This has yet to happen.
What?
I don't know why they're dragging their feet on it. Okay, it's Paramount. That might explain why, actually. Okay. Paramount is one of the
Paramount used to be like the studio.
The problem with Paramount is very bad with their old catalog pictures getting the proper DVD releases. It's like people had to fight with them to get what was it, the African Queen released on a decent format, because they dragged their feet on that one too. It's ridiculous. If I have that on DVD, the African Queen, Bogart, and I think what's her name? I forget now. Okay. All right. So we hope you enjoyed this rewatch of Die Hard. Um, Somebody else has to do a rewatch of it next year. This should just keep getting passed around. Okay.
I can do it again next year.
Maybe
We can do
Wolf
this
10 and
again.
Owen. Maybe Wolf 10 and Owen can do the rewatch of Die Hard
Yeah.
next year. 'Cause we should do Die Hard 2 next year. You and I actually.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's another Christmas movie, right? Okay.
What's coming up on your channel on Sunday? You got study hall, right?
We got study hall. Some topics. We might do some Black Friday horror stories, but we'll see if I can find any. What else is going on? We have tomorrow night. I believe that Troy and Nanette are going to be doing a rewatch of the classic special Frosty the Snowman, right?
Yes.
Is that on Netter's network or on Troy's channel?
I think it's Troy's.
Okay, cool. So tune in for that. Trying to think. I'm not sure if Fayman's going to have anything on this Friday, but he usually has stuff on Fridays.
Does
the Wolf 10 will, I think, have something going on during the afternoon tomorrow too. So
Gospel of John tomorrow night? Is that still going on?
Probably on the Professor's channel. I would think so. Let me double check if I can find it through the Facebook channel. But ooh, Right Stuff's having an anime sale. Keep me away from there. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, this. Let me see. That was last night.
Thank you for coming, Melissa Harris and Jedi Masters Utopia and Chris P. and Stephen Cruz. If you're still in the house, thank you for dropping by. I'm pretty sure Big Al has ran off in terror.
Oh, from being proven wrong. Is that what you're saying?
Proven wrong. That's right.
Okay. Okay.
I do love how Michael Kamen interwoven the Christmas songs and the Ninth Symphony into the film score. It doesn't feel contrived at all. It works very well together.
Yes, it does.
And it was a shame it never got a soundtrack release in '88.
Anyway, though, Friday I'm sure Famine's going to be doing something. Saturday night is going to be the Ernest Saves Christmas rewatch, I believe, on the Professor Geek channel, and I think I might be joining him there. And I'm trying to think what else. And then Sunday is going to be study hall, and I'm sure Monday Sound and Grave will be doing something as well. I'm trying to think if we missed anybody. Facebook knows what to sell me. They're trying to sell me a Tarna action figure from the movie Heavy Metal. Do not tempt me, okay? I don't simply buy action figures. That would be the one I would get. Okay.
You know, we had our show last week, and I bought 5 LPs and 1 CD from Target. And last night I bought 3 more LPs. And I almost bought another one today, but I'm like, no, I gotta put a stop to this.
Gotta put a stop to it. Yes, definitely.
Yeah. I still got a few more Christmas presents to buy. So
it's always the worst time of year. I always say I'm never going to spend money, and then what happens? Okay, you know.
I know.
It wasn't as bad usually, but I did get some games too. I got Doom Eternal for the Xbone. I'm trying to think. Well, I got the new Tony Hawk game they released too. They made a new Tony Hawk game.
He's a skateboarder?
Yes, he's a skateboarder. Yes, it's a skateboarding game. They got most of these songs back for it too. That has a very 90s soundtrack, actually. That whole game series. All right. Well, this was fun. Anything else you want to add to Die Hard?
Oh, the soundtrack, the 3-disc set, still available from La La Land Records. I think it's like $30 or $40 if you don't have it. It's worth adding to your collection.
All right, cool.
And everyone, thank you for coming by. Merry Christmas. If I don't see you beforehand, Happy New Year. Check back every Wednesday night for another discussion. And remember, adopt, don't shop. Thank you, everyone, for coming by. And we'll see you next week.
We'll be back next week. Take care.